Morning, all. All right, so in my continuing look at the NHL's history year by year, we are now up to 2019-2020. This was not a normal season. It started out as a normal season. It was a normal season right up until March, in fact, March the 12th. So the NBA was the first team to run into some issues, and so they were shutting down, and it was pretty obvious that the NHL was going to be shutting down too, and it was weird. It was a bizarre night, that last night in the National Hockey League, that we knew that this is the last of the games, and I don't know what's going to happen after this. March the 12th of 2020, everything changed. The NHL shut down. We wouldn't see hockey again until August. Yeah, August. And the playoffs were kind of a speed run in a bubble environment. So there is no home and away in these playoffs, especially once Toronto and Edmonton are out and they both go out in the qualifying round. So May the 22nd of 2020, the 2014 playoff is agreed to. And the sticking point was, do you make it best 2 out of 3, best 3 out of 5? Best 3 out of 5 was agreed to as being the best way to go about this because Carey Price. The argument was that Carey Price could steal 2 out of 3 games. The bad news for the team playing against Montreal in the qualifying round was he can also steal best 3 out of 5. So May 26th was phase 1 of the return to play. June 8th was phase 2 of return to play. And all we could do as hockey fans was watch as they went through step by step by step. And eventually they go to the bubble cities that are Toronto for the Eastern playoffs and Edmonton for the Western playoffs. And the argument at the time was, well, now Toronto and Edmonton have home ice advantage, but with no fans in attendance, is that really a thing? It's just a rink without fans in attendance, and that's what we were dealing with in 2020. It was bizarre. They got the Stanley Cup figured out, and then afterwards said we're never doing that again. So, looking at Boston, 44, 14, and 12 record, a plus 53 goal differential, a 714 points percentage. They ended up winning the President's Trophy, and we know how Boston does if they win the President's Trophy. The answer is not very well. From February 1st until the league shut down, they went 14 and 4. So they were playing really, really well at the time the league closed things down. Tampa Bay was 43, 21, and 6, plus 50 goal differential, 657 points percentage. They were 12, 6, and 1 from February 1st on. The Washington Capitals, 41, 20, and 8 record, plus 25 goal differential, 652 points percentage. The pause came at the right time for them. They were 6, 8, and 3 from February 1st until the NHL paused. The Philadelphia Flyers, 41, 20, 21, and 7 record, plus 36 is their goal differential, 645 points percentage. And I think nobody was hurt more by the pause than Philly. They were 14 and 4 from February 1st until the pause. They were playing some of the best hockey in the NHL, and then it was just stopped. So those are your top 4 teams. They get a bye past the qualifying round, and from 5 down to 12, they're all in the qualifying round against each other. Starting with Pittsburgh, 40, 23, and 6 record, plus 28 goal differential, 623 points percentage. They were 8, 9, and 1 from February 1st on, so they were struggling. The Carolina Hurricanes, 38, 25, and 5 record, plus 29 goal differential, 596 points percentage. They were 9, 6, and 2 from February 1st on. The New York Islanders, 35, 23, and 10 record, and negative 1 goal differential, 588 points percentage. They were 6, 8, and 5 from February 1st on. The Toronto Maple Leafs, 36, 25, and 9 record, plus 11 goal differential, 579 points percentage, and Toronto was 9, 8, and 2 from February 1st on. So they were having their struggles as well. Columbus, 33, 22, and 15 record, negative 7 goal differential, 579 points percentage. Those overtime points, they helped. They were 6, 6, and 7 from February 1st on. So technically 500, even though they only won 6 out of 19 games. The Florida Panthers, 35, 26, and 8 record, plus 3 goal differential, 565 points percentage. They were 7, 10, and 3 from February 1st on. So to their benefit that the league pauses and expands the playoffs. The New York Rangers finished 37, 28, and 5, a plus 12 goal differential, 564 points percentage. They were headed in the right direction, 13, 7, and 1 from February 1st on. So if you play the full 82 games, do they jump all the way up to 8th? We'll never know. Montreal rounds out the teams that made the playoffs, 31, 31, and 9 record, negative 9 goal differential, 500 record, 8-9-2 was their record from February 1st on. Buffalo narrowly misses the playoffs. 30-31-8 record, 493 points percentage, a negative 22 goal differential. They were 8-9-1 from February 1st on. The New Jersey Devils, who were charging a bit, 28-29-12 record, negative 41 goal differential, also 493 points percentage. They were 10-5-4 from February 1st on. The Ottawa Senators headed in the other direction, 25-34-12 record, negative 52 goal differential, 437 points percentage, 7-10-3, their record from February 1st on. Detroit 17-49-5 record, negative 122 goal differential, 275 points percentage, 5-13-1 from February 1st on. Probably for the best not to put Mickey Redmond through the rest of that season. It was kind of a blessing in disguise for Detroit. It was just a miserable year for the Wings. Out west, St. Louis ends up being the number one seed, at least going into the round robin, which I didn't even put on the board. The round robin games were, it wasn't great hockey. 42-19-10 record for St. Louis, plus 32 goal differential, 662 points percentage. They were 11-6-2 from February 1st on. The Colorado Avalanche, 42-20-8 record, plus 46 goal differential, 657 points percentage. They were 14-5-2 from February 1st on. The Vegas Golden Knights, 39-24-8 record, plus 16 goal differential, 606 points percentage. They were hot at the time the league shut down, 13-4-1 from February 1st through to the pause. Dallas, 37-24-8, plus 3 goal differential, 594 points percentage, 9-6-4 record from February 1st on. The Oilers narrowly missed that top four. They finished 37-25-9, plus 8 goal differential, 585 points percentage. They were 10-7-3 from February 1st on. Nashville, 35-26-8 record, negative 2 goal differential, 565 points percentage. They were 11-7-1 from February 1st on. Vancouver, 36-27-6 record, plus 11 goal differential, 565 points percentage. They were actually starting to trend in the wrong direction. They were 7-9-2 from February 1st on. I always kind of felt like, hey, you know, it looked like they could drop right out of the playoffs. It was a good thing that the pause happened for them because at the time that it happened, the Canucks definitely needed a bit of a break. Not that way necessarily, but the break, I thought, helped them. Calgary, 36-27-7 record, negative 5 goal differential, 564 points percentage, 9-8-1 was the record from February 1st on. The Winnipeg Jets, 37-28-6, plus 13 goal differential, 563 points percentage. They were 12-5-2 from February 1st until the pause. So Winnipeg was charging up the standings, and then the pause happened. Minnesota, 35-27-7 record. They had an even ranking in terms of goals for and against. 558 points percentage, 12-6-1 record from February 1st on. The Arizona Coyotes, 33-29-8 record, 529 0 points percentage. They were plus 8 in goal differential, and they were 7-8-2 from February 1st on. So the expanded playoffs helped to end Arizona's long drought without playoff games. Chicago, 32-30-8 record, negative 6 goal differential, 514 points percentage. They were 8-9-2 from February 1st on. Below that line, the Anaheim Ducks lead the three California teams that were not invited to the playoffs. Anaheim, 29-33-9 record, negative 39 goal differential, 472 points percentage. They did have a positive record from February 1st on. They were 9-7-4. The LA Kings, 29-35-6 record, negative 34 their goal differential, 457 points percentage, and they were 10-7-1 from February 1st. February 1st on. The San Jose Sharks, 29-36-5 record, negative 44 goal differential, 450 points percentage. They were 7-10-1 from the 1st of February on until things pause. So, it's a weird season. Everything's bizarre from March until August. Eventually, we get to an award show after everything's all done. The Art Ross goes to Leon Draisaitl. The Masterton goes to Bobby Ryan of the Ottawa Senators. The Calder goes to Cale Makar, of course, of the Colorado Avalanche. The Conn Smythe goes to Victor Hedman of the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Selke goes to Sean Couturier of the Philadelphia Flyers. The Hart Trophy goes to Leon Draisaitl, who, of course, is in Edmonton. The Jack Adams goes to Bruce Cassidy in Boston. The Norris Trophy goes to Roman Josi in Nashville. The Lady Byng goes to Nathan McKinnon in Colorado. The Ted Lindsay goes to Leon Draisaitl in Edmonton. So this is Draisaitl's year. The Rocket Richard Trophy is shared that year between Alex Ovechkin in Washington and David Pastrnak in Boston. The Jim Gregory Award for GM of the Year goes to Lou Lamoriello of the New York Islanders. The Vezina Trophy goes to Connor Hellebuck of the Winnipeg Jets. And the Jennings Trophy is shared by Tuukka Rask and Jaro Halak in Boston. So your league all-stars that year, at center, Leon Draisaitl of Edmonton's first team, Nathan McKinnon of Colorado's second team. On the left side, Artemi Panarin of the Rangers' first team, Brad Marchand of Boston's second team. The right side, David Pastrnak of Boston first team, and Nikita Kucherov of Tampa second team. On the blue line, your first team all-stars, John Carlson of Washington, Roman Josi of Nashville. Second team, Victor Hedman of Tampa Bay, and Alex Pietrangelo of St. Louis. And in net, Connor Hellebuck of Winnipeg is your first team all-star, Tuukka Rask in Boston, second team all-star. So Leon Draisaitl, as mentioned, is your winner of the Art Ross. He also is the only player to reach 100 points that year because of the shortened schedule. In 71 games, 43 goals, 67 assists, 110 points. Connor McDavid second, 64 games, 34 goals, 63 assists, 97 points. David Pastrnak in Boston, 70 games, 48 goals, 47 assists for 95 points. Artemi Panarin with the Rangers, 69 games, 32 goals, 63 assists for 95 points. Nathan McKinnon in Colorado, 69 games, 35 goals, 58 assists for 93 points. Brad Marchand in Boston, 70 games, 28 goals, 59 assists, 87 points. Nikita Kucherov in Tampa plays 68 games, 33 goals, 52 assists, 85 points. Patrick Kane in Chicago, 70 games, 33 goals, 51 assists, 84 points. Austin Matthews in Toronto, 70 games, 47 goals, so he was one goal away from sharing that Rocket Richard Trophy. 33 assists, 80 points for Austin Matthews. Jack Eichel rounds out the top 10. 68 games, 36 goals, 42 assists, 78 points. Andrei Vasilevsky leads the league in wins that year for Tampa. Record of 35-14-3, 917 save percentage, 3 shutouts. Connor Hellebuck in Winnipeg, 31-21-5 record, 922 save percentage, 6 shutouts. Jordan Binnington in St. Louis, 30-13-7 record, 912 save percentage, 3 shutouts. Freddie Anderson in Toronto, 29-13-7 record, 909 save percentage, also 3 shutouts. So we get to the playoffs and you have the qualifying round. Teams 5 through 12, so it's 5 against 12, 6 against 11, 7 against 10, 8 out of 9. And home ice doesn't matter because nobody has it other than Toronto and Edmonton, and they graciously step aside early. Calgary beats Winnipeg 3-1. They just ran them out of the building. Vancouver beats Minnesota 3-1 after losing the first game. Vancouver wins the next 3. Arizona beats Nashville 3-1 in what's seen as an upset. The Chicago Blackhawks, huge upset with a 3-1 series win over Edmonton. In the East, Columbus with the huge win 3-2 over Toronto. So Toronto in deciding games, not a great record, and it continues there. New York Islanders against Florida. The Islanders win that series 3-1. Carolina sweeps the series against the Rangers. There was some discussion about Carolina not wanting to play the Rangers in a situation like this, and it turns out that they're fine against the Rangers. Montreal beats Pittsburgh 3-1. So Pittsburgh, again, since getting to the second round in 2018, have not won a round. In the first round, Dallas beats Calgary 4-2. Vancouver beats St. Louis 4-2. One of the most bewildering things to me is that Vancouver has never lost to St. Louis in the playoffs, even though St. Louis has had some very good teams. Colorado beats Arizona 4-1. Arizona gets one win because Darcy Kemper willed it to be. Vegas beats Chicago 4-1. So Chicago gave them everything they had, but Chicago just wasn't that good that year, and Vegas puts them aside. Tampa Bay beats Columbus 4-1. So Tampa clearly remembered what happened the year before, and during that series we had that, 5 overtime game. There was a long game in there as well. The Islanders beat Washington 4-1. Boston beat Carolina 4-1. And people have talked about how Washington didn't even really want to be there. Well, Washington's record going into the pause wasn't any good, and Washington hasn't won a round since 2018. So It's been a while that they haven't looked like they really necessarily want to go that far in the playoffs. Boston beats Carolina, as I said, 4-1, and Philadelphia beats Montreal 4-2. And what's a pretty entertaining series. In the second round, Vegas beats a very game Vancouver Canucks team 4-3. Vancouver just couldn't score enough goals to get that series victory. Dallas beats Colorado 4-3 in a thriller of a series. The Islanders beat Philadelphia 4-3, and Tampa Bay beats Boston. Boston 4-1 because Tampa Bay is a bad matchup for Boston. The conference finals, Dallas and Vegas. Dallas wins the first game 1-0. Vegas then wins 3-0 to tie the series. Dallas wins the next one 3-2 in overtime. They then win 2-1, and then they win 3-2 in overtime. So after losing the second game of the series, Dallas rattles off 3 straight wins. They win the series in 5 games. In the East, you have the Islanders and Tampa Bay. Actually, once we got to the conference finals, I think everybody was in Edmonton, but it doesn't matter. So Tampa Bay wins both games, the first 2 anyways, 8-2 and 2-1. I keep wanting to say at home. It's not at home. It's the bubble playoffs. So Tampa Bay with a 2-0 series lead. The Islanders win the third game 5-3. Tampa Bay then wins 4-1. The Islanders fight back. They win in double overtime 2-1 before Tampa Bay wins in overtime in game 6 2-1. And they move on to the Stanley Cup final where they play against Dallas. Dallas gives me some hope in winning the first game 4-1. That hope is quickly dashed. Tampa Bay wins 3-2, 5-2, and then in overtime 5-4 to go up 3-1. Dallas does win in double overtime 3-2, but then Tampa Bay wins the series and the Stanley Cup 2-0 to win it in 6 games. Some of these playoffs were absolutely fantastic. Did everybody make a lot of effort? Maybe not. But the players that did, the players that went out and won, and they got that Stanley Cup, I'm not taking it away from them. The fact that these players were isolated away from their families, away from like normal life and everything, and still going out and playing hockey, I had a lot of respect for them for being willing to go out and do that. So, in the Stanley Cup final, Joe Pavelski, the top scorer for Dallas, 4 goals and an assist. John Klingberg, a goal and 4 assists, and Tyler Seguin had 5 helpers in that series. Anton Khudobin had himself a series and a playoff. He had a .910 save percentage. Braden Point, 5 goals, 3 assists for Tampa. Nikita Kucherov, a goal and 7 assists, and Victor Hedman, goal and 6 assists for him. Vasilevsky had a .911 save percentage for Tampa Bay, and he silenced all of the people laughing at him at the 2019 awards show. I just felt like Tampa Bay never got over being laughed at the 2019 awards show for choking in the first round against Columbus, and I think that was part of the fuel they used throughout both the regular season, where you could tell they took their foot off the gas at least a little bit, and then in the playoffs, they just weren't losing that year. So at any rate, there you go. The 2019-2020 season, one that was really seriously like no other. The 2021 season's bewildering too, but we would get back to some sense of a normal season in 2021-2022, but we're not there yet. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.